Hey friends, Tyler here, one of the leaders from the Vineyard Covington. And you know that scene from the best Christmas movie of all time, Elf, where Buddy gets to go to work with his dad and he's so excited. He puts on his suit, he's got his business clothes on, and he's like, Daddy, what are we going to do today? What do we get to build? He's so excited to be going to work with his father. Well, that's what I want to talk about today as we start a new weekly practice for us. And we're going to continue talking about prayer. And if you engaged with us last week at all, we talked about using the way that Jesus taught us to pray, which is something we call the Lord's Prayer or the Our Father, which starts off with engaging God as Father. And prayer is fundamentally about relationship. And so anytime we're engaging with God, it's about cultivating that intimacy, and all relationship requires communication, right? So a lot of prayer is us talking to God, which is a lot of what we did last week, bringing our own stuff, the things that are going on, our concerns about life to God and inviting His presence in. And this week I want to invite us into actually spending a little bit more time listening to what God might want to say to us when we are praying. And so a very simple practice, but this is at the core of who we are and what we believe. Jesus in John chapter 5, he said that he only did what he saw the Father doing. And so as we seek to follow the example of Jesus, we seek to be like him, to do the stuff that he did in the world. We want to follow that same pattern of, Father, what are you doing? How can we partner with where you're already at work in our lives and in the lives of the people around us? So what would it look like for you this week? Just a very simple practice to, whenever you pray, maybe early in the morning when you first get up, maybe just write this sentence down on a card or somewhere, put it on your bathroom mirror as you're brushing your teeth. Father, what are you doing? What are you up to today? What is the work that I get to engage with you in as I go about my everyday life? When you come upon a circumstance where maybe somebody's going through something, one of your friends, a neighbor, a coworker, they're going through something hard. Maybe there's a lot of interesting situations in our lives right now. Before you pray anything, before you say anything, what would it look like for you in your mind to say, Father, what are you doing? And then listen. We believe that God actually still speaks to us today. And most of the time it's not an audible voice, but it's just an impression. It's a feeling inside. It's something kind of this urging to do something. And how do you know if it's God or not? Well, very simply, there's a lot we could say about this, but very simply, does it look like love? Because we're told from the scriptures that God is love. That is fundamentally who he is. And so anything that he asks you to do, anything that he's up to in the world, it is going to look like love. And we know that Jesus said he was about his Father's work, and he came to give us life, to release hope, to set prisoners free, to bring healing and hope and restoration into the world. And we know that he is about the business of making all things new. And so as you go about your life this week, a very simple practice, we want to be people who are actually doing the things that Jesus did in our life as we engage with God. Very simple practice. Father, what are you doing right now? And then, if you feel like he gives you something, act on it. Take a small risk, step out, and do whatever it is that he puts on your heart. So have fun doing this week. I'd love to hear if you have any stories about it. Share them with us, and we'll see you next time. Peace.